The Indiana Fever playing some of the best basketball in the WNBA post-Olympic break. And that opportunity, Caitlin Clark for three, rattles it around and off and running. Caitlin Clark wins the pass, thread the needle. My goodness, what a play! The Fever put up 100 and take the series from Chicago 3-1.
Teresa Weatherspoon just lost it. The Chicago Sky coach couldn't handle Caitlin Clark's domination, and now she's throwing a fit that's shaking up the entire WNBA. What could one rookie possibly do to make a legend like Weatherspoon melt down? Let's dive into the drama that's turned the league upside down. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. From campus sensation to pro basketball phenomenon, Clark's rise is unprecedented. What's the magic formula that's got everyone from rookies to legends talking? It's a game changer that's reshaping the WNBA landscape in real time. Caitlin Clark didn't just step into the WNBA, she stormed in like a force of nature. This isn't your typical rookie story. Clark's bringing something different, something that's turning heads and changing the game faster than anyone could have predicted. Remember when everyone thought college success wouldn't translate to the pros? Clark's tearing that idea to shreds. She's not just scoring, she's orchestrating. They're calling her the head of the snake for the Indiana Fever, and for good reason. Clark's got a knack for maximizing every player's strengths, turning the Fever into a well-oiled machine. But here's where it gets wild. Clark's not just making her teammates better, she's changing the entire vibe of the team. The chemistry on the Fever, off the charts. While other teams are dealing with drama, Clark's making sure every player feels like a star. It's like she brought a piece of that college team spirit with her, and it's infectious. You might be thinking, well, sure, but can she handle the pressure of the pros? Let me tell you, Clark's not just handling it, she's thriving in it. Her ability to create scoring opportunities and navigate through defensive pressure, it's been called nothing short of spectacular. This isn't just rookie luck, it's skill on a whole other level. And let's talk about those game-changing moments. Clark's not waiting her turn, she's taking charge from the get-go. In clutch situations, when the pressure's on, that's when Clark shines brightest. She's got ice in her veins and fire in her game, making plays that leave both fans and opponents in awe. But the real kicker, Clark's impact isn't confined to the WNBA. She's got the attention of basketball royalty. LeBron James himself took to social media to praise Clark, calling her cold and highlighting her incredible performance.
I am a realist, because not only I get people are just crazy about why she should be doing this and they should be doing that. If she's so great, this team, it's still a team game, people. I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. It's going to be great for her because she's a great talent. She seems like a great gal. And I hope she turns that franchise around to where, Tamika Catchings had it at one point.
When the king of basketball takes notice, you know something special is happening. This isn't just about individual success though. Clark's leadership is transforming the Fever into a force to be reckoned with. Her teammates are stepping up, inspired by her play and her attitude. It's like Clark's success is contagious, spreading through the team and lifting everyone's game. What we're seeing with Caitlin Clark is more than just a great player entering the league. It's the birth of a new era in women's basketball. She's not just living up to the hype, she's exceeding it, reshaping expectations of what a rookie can do in the WNBA. While Clark's star is rising, another team is in freefall. What happens when an unstoppable force meets a crumbling defense? Just ask Teresa Weatherspoon if you can catch her between meltdowns. The Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever game was more than just another matchup. It was a clash of titans. Caitlin Clark's unstoppable offense against Teresa Weatherspoon's struggling defense. As the game unfolded, the tension on the court was palpable, with Weatherspoon's frustration becoming more evident with each passing minute. You could see it in Weatherspoon's eyes, the desperation, the disbelief. Her team was being outmatched, and she knew it. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Weatherspoon admitted, "We were outmatched by Clark's brilliance."
Offensive possessions, 2 buckets for the Fever. Caitlin Clark for 3, rattles it. McKinley working it around here for the Fever. Good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot. Logo make for Clark. A 6 for the Fever. The Sky shooting 38%. Caitlin Clark, another three-pointer.
it's not every day you hear a coach openly acknowledge their team's shortcomings, but that's the kind of impact Clark is having on the league. But Weatherspoon wasn't about to go down without a fight. As the game progressed, her courtside demeanor shifted from frustration to outright anger. She wasn't just coaching anymore, she was in full-on damage control mode. We need 40 minutes of total focus and execution. Weatherspoon barked at her team, but even as she said it, you could tell she was grasping at straws. Here's where it gets really interesting. Weatherspoon, known for her team-first approach, suddenly found herself criticizing players for focusing on individual stats. Both of our teams are competing for playoff spots, she said, her voice dripping with frustration. That's a selfish thing to just care about an individual award. But was this really about selfishness, or was it a desperate attempt to shift focus away from Clark's dominance? The irony wasn't lost on anyone. While Weatherspoon preached teamwork, Clark was out there showcasing exactly that. Her play wasn't just about personal glory, it was elevating her entire team. The contrast couldn't have been starker. Clark's fever working like a well-oiled machine, while Weatherspoon's sky seemed to be falling apart at the seams. And falling apart they were. The Chicago Sky were on a 5-game losing streak, with their last game ending in a crushing 19-point defeat. It's the kind of slump that would test any coach's patience. But for Weatherspoon, it was reaching a breaking point. You could almost see the wheels turning in her head, desperately searching for answers that just weren't there. As if the losing streak wasn't bad enough, Weatherspoon had to face an uncomfortable truth. This was the first time all season your team allowed 100 points in a game. It's the kind of stat that keeps coaches up at night, and Weatherspoon was living that nightmare in real time. But here's the kicker. Weatherspoon's outburst wasn't just about one bad game or even a losing streak. It was a reflection of a deeper issue plaguing her team. The lack of chemistry, the inconsistent play, the mounting pressure. It was all coming to a head, and Clark's brilliance was the catalyst that brought it all to the surface. You might be wondering, is this just a case of sour grapes? Is Weatherspoon simply lashing out because her team can't keep up? The truth is, it's more complex than that. What we're seeing is a coach grappling with a changing landscape in the WNBA. Clark isn't just beating teams, she's changing the way the game is played, and not everyone is ready for that shift. Weatherspoon's meltdown is more than just a juicy bit of courtside drama, it's a sign of the times in the WNBA. As new stars like Clark rise, established teams and coaches are being forced to adapt or get left behind. And for some, that adjustment is proving to be a bitter pill to swallow. Adapting to change is one thing, but what happens when that change comes in the form of a 22-year-old rookie? Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA goes way beyond the scoreboard. She's shaking up power dynamics, igniting controversies, and leaving some legends fuming. Clark's not just making waves, she's causing a tsunami in the WNBA. Remember that controversial win against the Seattle Storm? It wasn't just another game, it was a statement. Clark led her team to victory, but more than that, she stirred up tensions between coaches. It's like she flipped a switch, and suddenly the whole league's on edge. But here's the thing. Clark's not just changing the game on the court, she's changing the entire landscape of women's basketball. The WNBA's seeing a surge in popularity, and guess who's at the center of it all? That's right, Caitlin Clark. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon. You might be thinking, okay, but is one player really enough to turn an entire league on its head? Well, when that player is Caitlin Clark, the answer is a resounding yes. She's got everyone talking, from fans to fellow players to basketball royalty. Even LeBron James is singing her praises, calling her cold, and highlighting her incredible performances. Clark's rise is forcing everyone in the league to step up their game.
The one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. That should be celebrated in its own right. From anyone that's in sports that's flown commercial or flown, charter, Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
Some are rising to the challenge, while others, well, let's just say they're not handling it so well. We're seeing coaches lose their cool, players getting frustrated, and team dynamics shifting faster than you can say three-pointer. Take that game against the Chicago Sky. While Clark was out there showcasing her skills, Teresa Weatherspoon was having a full-on meltdown on the sidelines. It's not just about losing a game, it's about realizing that the game itself is changing, but it's not all drama and tension. Clark's bringing a new new energy to the WNBA, and fans are loving it. Attendance is up, social media is buzzing, and suddenly everyone's talking about women's basketball. It's like Clark flipped a switch, and now the spotlight's shining brighter than ever on the WNBA. And let's talk about that Rookie of the Year race. Clark's not just in the running, she's setting the pace. Her record-breaking performances aren't just impressive, they're redefining what's possible for a rookie in this league. She's not just living up to the hype, she's exceeding it game after game. But with great success comes great scrutiny. Clark's rise is putting pressure on everyone around her. Coaches are second-guessing their strategies, players are feeling the heat to perform, and the whole league is scrambling to keep up. It's like Clark's success is a mirror, reflecting the strengths and weaknesses of every team she faces. And it's not just about the players on the court. Clark's changing the way fans engage with the sport. She's bringing in new viewers, sparking debates, and turning casual watchers into die-hard fans. It's like she's single-handedly expanding the WNBA's fan base. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark's impact isn't just about this season, she's setting the stage for the future of women's basketball. Young girls watching her play aren't just seeing a great athlete, they're seeing possibilities they never imagined before. Clark's not just changing the game, she's inspiring the next generation of players. So what does all this mean for the WNBA? It's simple. Things will never be the same. Clark's arrival has sparked a revolution in women's basketball. She's raising the bar, challenging the status quo, and forcing everyone to up their game.